What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to yet another video here from the office or the cave or whatever you want to call it. It's been a few days and I'm not going to go into that whole thing. Let's just crank out this fly here today, which is the Jiggy. And you might or may not know about the passing of Bob Popovich, but yeah, we lost one of the great ones there. So I kind of want to dedicate this video to him and send out my thoughts to his family and friends. The fly we're tying is Jiggy. It is a really great fly, especially for sea trout, but I'm pretty sure you will catch sea bass, whatever, perch, all sorts of fish you can catch with this one. So let's jump straight down to it here. Also, if the setup seems a little bit weird, I've added a little bit of a tracking. So now it kind of, you will see a little bit more movement on the talking head part, whatever, just to spice things up a little bit. So that's that. Before I start tying, please do consider subscribing, because I can see that almost over 80% of you guys who are watching aren't even subscribed to my channel, and I don't know why you're not subscribed, but please consider doing that. And let's jump down to my vise here and tie out this Jiggy. So there are a lot of ways that you can tie this one. I will be tying this in some not entirely fluorescent, but I will be using a fluorescent bead head here, just because I'm a big believer of using fluorescent materials. The fish will see this from further away and come to investigate. So first thing, you need to get on some non-lead wire to add a little bit more weight. Just push this into the head here, just like so. Let's get some tying thread on here, just behind that. Like that. And as you can see here, this bead is a little bit big, but don't be alarmed. We'll fix that. Just push that in there. What I will be using is a little bit of UV resin. So let me just turn the hook a little bit down on its head, like this. Just have a look. And then just cure that. Now this doesn't have to be perfect at all. This is just to secure it. Let me get that hook up without dropping everything. Get it straight to the vise again here. There we go. And then you can just tie on top of that resin. Get the thread back to this point right around there. Let's get some tinsel, or in this case I will be using flat braid, mini flat braid, just to give a little bit of a flash to the fly. On here. this one. Cover the shank right around this point here. Secure that. Trim this off. Now there are a lot of ways you can tie this, and originally it was tied with bucktail, so I'm going to stay true to that. But if you want a little bit more movement in the materials, you can use craft fur or feathers, or I mean there are just endless possibilities here how you can tie this. So let's get some white bucktail, and I will be using kind of from the middle of the tail here. If you look at it like this, down here the fibers will contain some air and they will flare out if you tie on top of them, and for this fly that's okay. Sometimes I will pick the fibers up here without any air, depending on how I want the fly to look, which is why I will be taking some of the fibers in the middle here, where there's a little bit of air in the fibers, but not as much as down here. So it will kind of be a middle kind of thing, if you can say that. Kind of a mix between flaring and not flaring. I hope that makes sense. So cut out a few strands there, plug out the shortest ones. Measure out the length. Then you want to catch this on top of the hook. Don't worry about this. You can stuff that into the bead there, or the cone. It's actually a cone, so sorry for calling it a bead. I think that that's not possible due to the resin in there, so let me just trim this real quick. And I don't know, what do you think about the new setup with the moving part there? I kind of have to get used to it, I guess, because I used to look somewhere up around here, and now I have to kind of kind of have to look a little bit further down because this camera is a little bit smaller. Quality is still great though, but it's a little bit smaller and I have to get used to where I need to look. So that's the white bucktail there. If you're wondering about how this fly will ride in the water, due to the air in the hairs, this will flip and ride hook side up, which is also why you should be tying them in on top of the hook, so it will help flip the fly around. Next step, I want to tie in some of these flash strands. This is fluorescent orange, and it actually also glows in the dark. Not that that matters during the daytime, but it sounds cool when you say it like that. So I have one strand of flash and one strand of fluorescent orange, and that I will be tying in on the top, kind of like this, so that you have it in a V almost. Trim these off, different lengths. Never cut them all just straight like this, it looks silly, and it also tends to tangle a lot more if you do it like that. So don't do that. Make sure you get that table right. There's some orange bucktail. This fly kind of needs to be lightly dressed, so don't overdo it. Man, this really stinks. Sometimes these chemicals they use so the material won't rot in the back really stink. This I want a little bit longer than everything else, just to, you know, get that table right. Same thing here. Catch that on the top, just like that. And this is just such a great fly in so many ways, because you can target so many species with it. Let's get in here, trim this off. Just like that. Let's get a bit finishing. I was just looking for it, but I couldn't find it because my office is, as always, kind of a mess because of all the things I do. Fly tying and watchmaking and my photography business and all that. Like that. Work with it a little bit here. All right, so this next step is of course optional, and the fly will fish just fine without it, but I am a big believer that the flies, or at least if you're tying baitfish, that they need eyes. I think Bob was as well. The baitfish fly needs eyes. If I can get this on here, like that. And here you can see it. I don't know if the glow in the dark effect shows here on the video, but on that side. Also, if you're wondering about the UV resin and all that, I know some of you guys, or a lot of you guys, are always asking me what kind of resin and all that. I kind of want to make a dedicated video with UV resin, because there's been a lot of theories over the years that you need this and you need that, and there's been a few new brands and then they disappear, and there is actually not much to UV resin. Just to explain it really short, the secret lies within the lamp. So I will make a dedicated video on that. Still, I will leave some links down below where you can kind of get a pre a cheat. No, it's not a cheat, but you can get some of the resin that I use. I found something really great, and it's not very expensive, and you don't need 1,000 lamps to cure it and all that. I mean, the secret lies within the lamp. You need a good lamp, and then you can cure just about any UV resin, tag free. That's that. So back to the fly here. Actually, need to tilt this like I did before, because I want some of that resin to run into the cone head. This is also a very durable fly. However, you need to kind of cast this one a little bit careful. Don't hit your head, don't hit yourself in the head with this one. That will hurt. And also, if you kind of hit your blank on the fly rod in a really unlucky way, you can damage the blank and it will break. I've had that once in Greenland. Actually, I broke my rod after hitting it with I think it was some sort of nymph, but it was a really heavy one. It had a big tungsten head on, and I just heard that snap on the rod, and it was just a matter of 2 or 3 casts, and I hooked into a fish and the rod just snapped in half. And I'm pretty sure that's because I hit the blank with that heavy tungsten bead. So be careful, get the technique down. Last step here, cover this up. Now this is not a pretty fly, and I don't know if even if you try to make a perfect head like I am here, it's still not a great looking fly, not if you ask me. But it is very durable and it is very effective, so you definitely need this one in the box. Sure that there is the finished Jiggy in fluorescent orange, but of course, as I said, you can tie this in a lot of different colors. That's it for today, guys. Please do consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Try out this fly, check out some of the links down below, and I will see you in the next one.